Imagine falling asleep beside a fire 40,000 years ago and waking up in 2026, not in a forest, but inside a glowing room where invisible forces control everything. The walls speak, lights appear with a touch, and outside, giant metal beasts race across black roads. Meanwhile, humans stare into glowing rectangles, like hypnotized worshippers. Now imagine trying to survive there, because the terrifying truth is, an ancient human might not see modern civilization as advanced. They might see it as unnatural, maybe even insane. At first, they would probably think they were dead. Think about it. For ancient humans, darkness meant danger. Strange sounds meant predators. One wrong decision could erase you forever. Then, suddenly, they wake up inside a freezing room controlled by invisible air. They touch glass harder than stone. Hear voices coming from nowhere. Watch humans summon light and information with their fingertips. To them, this would not feel like technology. It would feel like magic. But then something changes. They step outside. And this is where everything becomes overwhelming. Towering concrete. Endless noise. Thousands of strangers moving without speaking. The human brain evolved beside rivers, forests, tribes, and open skies. Not traffic, not screens, not this. Within minutes, the ancient human would probably experience sensory overload. Every car horn becomes a threat. Every airplane overhead sounds like a monster roaring through the sky. But that's not the worst part. The worst part would be us, modern humans. Because the ancient human would notice something deeply wrong with our behavior. We barely look at each other anymore. We sit still for hours. We stare into glowing objects all day long. And strangest of all, we willingly trap ourselves inside tiny artificial caves. Cars, offices, apartments, elevators. From their perspective, we might look like prisoners. And this is the part almost nobody talks about. The ancient human would probably be mentally stronger than us in ways that sound impossible. No notifications, no endless scrolling, no algorithms hijacking their attention every few seconds. Their mind would exist in a state modern humans barely experience anymore. Silence. Meanwhile, most modern humans cannot sit alone for 10 minutes without reaching for stimulation. But then comes the darkest realization of all. Ancient humans would not understand modern anxiety, not because they lacked fear, but because their fears were real: a predator, starvation, death. Modern humans, meanwhile, experience ancient survival instincts reacting to emails, deadlines, and social comparison. Our nervous systems are fighting threats that don't physically exist. And suddenly, the question changes. This is no longer, how would an ancient human survive in 2026? The real question becomes, would they even want to? Because after the shock fades, they might begin noticing things we no longer see. The loneliness hidden inside crowded cities, the exhaustion behind fake smiles, the silent addiction to distraction. And yet, from the outside, civilization looks successful. We built skyscrapers, connected the planet, reached space, but psychologically, something fractured along the way. Because ancient humans woke up every day knowing exactly why they existed. Find food, protect the tribe, stay alive. Simple, brutal, real. Modern humans can survive physically while feeling completely lost internally. And that creates a terrifying paradox. The safest humans in history have become some of the most restless. But then comes the final twist. The ancient human would probably adapt. Humans always do. Eventually, they would learn technology, systems, modern life, but slowly, they would stop looking at the sky, stop noticing silence, stop feeling wonder, just like us. Because maybe modern civilization is not just a place, maybe it's a machine that slowly reshapes the human mind. And maybe that is the real story here. Not whether an ancient human could survive in 2026, but whether modern humans still remember what it means to truly feel alive. Because beneath the noise, beneath the endless distraction, your brain still carries the nervous system of an ancient human who once sat beside fires under open skies. And maybe the reason modern life feels so strange sometimes is because a part of you remembers that world too.